5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And we are off. Woohoo! This is going to be an awesome game, ladies and gentlemen. We have UpMagic versus Hwasin here. UpMagic is going to be orange, so this means this green Terran is going to be Hwasin. And, wow, this is going to be crazy. Hopefully it will be epic. And crazy and epic. Anyways, the orange is UpMagic. He's in the 6 o'clock position. And, by the way, this is on Tears of the Moon. It's a new OSL map for this season. Well, it's not really new anymore, I guess, but it's somewhat new, and it's gonna make for some interesting Terran versus Terran because it's got a lot of places where you could drop. It's gonna be good for drops, that sort of thing. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good for big tank battles and stuff because there's an open space in the middle. There's a lot of open territory in the middle, so it's gonna make for some good play. Now, first of all, I want to get into these players here. This is going to be crazy. Yeah. This is going to be totally crazy. Hwasin, I'm going to have to favor UpMagic here just by the way these guys have been playing lately. But Hwasin can always come out and just destroy someone out of nowhere. He's like A-class, but he's like inconsistent. Sometimes he'll kill everybody and play really well, and he'll just destroy people. But sometimes he doesn't, and he hasn't been lately. So let me just give you an impression of how things are going here. The last two games, the last two Terran versus Terran games that Hwasin played were versus Flash. One was in the Winners League and one was in the OSL. Hwasin lost both of them. The last two games that UpMagic played were against Flash. One was in the OSL and one was in the Winners League. And UpMagic won both of them. So that just goes to show you that, like, right now, and as far as Terran versus Terran goes, yeah, UpMagic is definitely going to be favored here because he has beaten the best. He has beaten Flash. In fact, yeah, it's just crazy. And then, by the way, those were epic games. It was pretty crazy because first they had this long epic game where Hwasin, where UpMagic took an early lead. And then he almost lost it, and it went into a late game, and then there was battle cruisers and raids. It was ridiculous. Definitely go watch UpMagic versus Flash in the MSL. I think it was the MSL. Was it the MSL? No, maybe it was the OSL. Yeah, it was the OSL. I'm sorry. So that was the OSL. That was crazy. That was ridiculous. So go watch that. And then they met in the Winners League on the exact same map. And UpMagic hit him again. So Flash had the chance to come back, and he didn't. So by the way, Hwasin, it looks like going for a kind of a one. I think there was one factory in a command center. He's taking the SCVs off of gas, so it looks like he's going to set up a command center. UpMagic, on the other hand, has his factory down. I haven't seen his refinery lately, so I don't know what he's planning on doing. If he's planning on getting a second factory or not. But I think I spotted that he did have SCVs on gas still. I didn't get a good look at it, so I can't tell you for certain, but he could be going for a 2-factory build here. Now, something that we saw basically UpMagic have a lot of success with, and he has denied the scout, and there's the starport. I was just going to say, UpMagic had a ton of success with raids against Flash. He had a lot of success with raids against Flash, and wow, he's going to get in there and see this build. He sees the refinery, he sees the only one factory, no machine shop, so UpMagic is definitely at an advantage here. He knows exactly what Hwasin is doing. He's going to have the advantage. He's going to be able to decide the flow of the game. SCV is still alive, checks the factory to see what's going on there, and the command center is going down for Hwasin, so now it's going to be up to UpMagic. He's going to be able to decide if he can put on the early pressure here, or if he is going to be, or if he wants to try and expand or something instead. But he's got that starport going already, so he's kind of committed to this build. And like I said, he just used his raids to such good effect against Flash. It basically won him both games. Using the raids, he was basically able to pick off tanks. He pulled them back. He only needed a few raids. So the gas he spent on like 3 or 4 raids in the early game, Flash had to spend that gas on like 6 or 7, 8 Goliaths, and his Goliaths kept dying to tank fire. So UpMagic was able to get more tanks out and win the crucial battles with vision and what have you from the raids. And so it really worked well for him. So if he goes for raids here now, he could be in a really good position. And it looks like UpMagic has actually landed his barracks again in the middle to produce a Marine. That's kind of interesting. that he's decided to do that. Maybe he's decided to switch it up. Oh, I know. He's gonna try and put pressure on. So he wants to. Maybe he wants to build as many troops as possible. And so instead of building another factory, he's just gonna land that, try and get some Marines out, just to put a little bit of extra pressure on. And maybe he's gonna even build a bunker. He could build a bunker. He's got the Wraith in there, dancing around. He's drawn the Marines off. The tank is incoming. He's now on top of Hwasin's ridge. This could be a very quick game after all. He's using SCVs to repair the Wraith. Another tank coming in. Only one tank for Hwasin right now. 2 tanks for UpMagic. A lot of SCVs coming off though, and Marines though. And it looks like the tanks are going to get chased off. Is the Wraith going to survive? The Wraith survives. And 2 tanks survive as well. Wow, that was close though. Hwasin was very, very close to having UpMagic control his ridge. And now siege mode is up for UpMagic. So if he can get on that ridge with siege mode, he's going to be in such a strong position. He'll be able to siege that map. And here the Wraith's chasing things off. The Wraith's chasing off the forces. And he's able to get those tanks on the ridge. He's able to siege above the ridge. More Wraiths coming out and more tanks as well. Wow, this is his one push though. If he doesn't do this right now, he's not going for an expansion at the moment. So if he does not basically take out Hwasin's expansion with this, he is going to be gone in the long game. But right now he's sieged up above Hwasin's expansion. He could win the game right now. Coming out with Goliaths and SCVs to try and push his forces off, and UpMagic very intelligently is actually falling back. I think his forces would have been taken out if he kept that, but Hwasin isn't able to use his expansion to full effect quite yet because he's not able to mine it very well. He's having to pull a lot of SCVs off, and UpMagic just putting a lot of tanks here, and now he's going to tier his tanks up so that if Hwasin goes in to try and attack them, and Hwasin bring out more SCVs and a bit of a line out the outside, but he has more Marines now. That's what those Marines are for, so he can try and take care of the SCVs. The Raids are in play as well, but there are Goliaths. Goliaths are going to have to fire at the Raids though, and the tanks are going to town. One tank is on siege, so they'll be able to pick off some of the vultures in the close, and there's 2 tanks sieged up in the back still. There is an SCV on it, but he might be able to pick it off. More Raids coming in. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy battle, and oh my god, Hwasin just picks off a couple of the tanks, the SCVs, the Goliaths, and the vultures combination ganging up on UpMagic's tank, and wow, oh my god, UpMagic has been driven off, and this is huge. This is huge. I mentioned this before the game, but I haven't mentioned this during the recording, so I'll say it one more time. They are both 1-1 in the group. They are both 1-1 in the group, so that means whoever wins this game advances, and whoever loses this game goes home. And basically these players have both been eliminated from the MSL, so this is their last chance for either of them to make it in a Star League for this season. So there's a lot riding on this match for both players, and wow. So UpMagic's now forced to go into defensive position. He's got a siege tank, so he's going to be able to siege up and kind of protect his base, but he is way economically behind, and I don't know if he did enough economic damage during that attack there to really make it worth the time that he's lost here. So this is crazy. Wow. I really kind of feel for UpMagic. Like I said, UpMagic, I'm kind of favoring him. I would personally, I'm a fan of UpMagic, so I hope he wins, and so I'm a little bit fearful for him now because he is. I mean, Flash. Hwasin. I watched his games against Flash earlier, so I was thinking about Flash. But anyways, Hwasin now is in a really strong position. He's got a really good economy going, and now Hwasin is making raids also. No cloak for either player, so Hwasin is going to have a really strong advantage here going into this mid game here, and he could turn it. It could still turn into a long game, but usually that means that in the end, the person with advantage at this point in the game is going to win. Because I don't think UpMagic is even, I don't know if he's even making more raids. It doesn't look like he's making more raids. So he's not going to have anything to counter Hwasin's raids when they come in there. He doesn't have an engineering bay. He doesn't have an armory for Goliaths. He's just going to have to try and produce raids, and it's just not going to be enough, I don't think. Wow, so this is really looking bad for UpMagic. Hopefully, for him, if Hwasin delays his push with these raids for a little bit, he'll have to